Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, are you kidding me, Maru?
Is he gonna just insta expand right there? That's fascinating. I did not. This
With
is
a
not something I
reactored-
expected. Reactored Marines with a gold base expand.
Huh. Now there is an Overlord that isn't too far away from the gold, but I think he's just gonna park it there.
Yeah.
Out of fear of roaming Marines, and we don't even have Zergling speed in the pipeline yet. Probably gonna be started as soon as we hit 100 minerals, and there it is.
If he sees the transfer.
Oh! Make it look like an SCV all-in! Okay,
Yeah.
he knows, he knows.
Oh, he starts a spine.
Maybe he thought it was a fake?
Yeah. Okay, well.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
He thought that Maru was faking it to the gold.
And he
cancels the hatch.
Okay, this is
that's
a train wreck, unfortunately. Look at this, 14 speedlings, 3 spines. Like, if Maru saw what was going on, he would smile so big right now. You could not, like, that is...
I'm just listening to the Korean casters right now, and I'm having a blast. This is the opposite of what you want to do against a Terran player taking a gold base right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, maybe, you know, his speedlings, he made a decent amount. He might be able to, like, go in, get a little surround, maybe force a liftoff, make him go to the natural. No matter how you look at it, though, with that canceled hatchery, this is a Maru advantage.
This is a huge advantage. He's making more lings. I think he thinks that he kind of... He doesn't... He's building up his spine.
He has no idea what's going on.
He still has no idea.
No idea. Okay, speed is almost done. Dude, Maru's trading, like, pretty darn well.
Right. If Solar had waited for speed to finish, he probably could have traded that much more efficiently, but... I wonder if Maru really is anything there at the gold base. This is a large number of Marines here in the middle.
Look at this, he's gonna check now. Let's watch Solar's face.
Well, I mean, poker face from Solar, but
yeah.
You know he's got to be scratching his head right now.
The fact that he didn't just, like, scream a profanity shows his professionalism because, like, everything has gone wrong so far. Now, a bunch of Marines getting surrounded here, so he's not going to get anything up to the bunker. Look at that. All right. This means a bunch of the depots could die as well. He's going to get some of these SCVs.
Kind of a misplay here by Maru, not really preparing any defenses there at the gold base. And Solar's going to try and ride this out. He's building a Baneling nest as well as going back on gas. He really wants to deny this gold base. More Ling production coming down. And, I mean, what turned out to be a hugely advantageous misread for Maru by Solar. Kind of putting Maru on the back foot now. He just wasn't really prepared. He kind of got caught out on the middle of the map there. I mean, if he had 4 Marines move up to that gold base, this doesn't happen. Those SCVs are still mining. The bunker is defendable, and suddenly now we have a kind of tough situation. I do think he has combat shields and stim.
He
if I'm
definitely
not
has
mistaken.
combat. Yeah,
there we go.
Oh my god. Well, the Baneling's coming up. He actually gets some of the SCVs there. Good micro from Maru, as always.
Maru, one of the best in the world at focusing down Banelings.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of forcing this all back now. Still more Lings being made by Solar. Both these guys somewhat on their back feet.
Really an awkward start here to the beginning of this series.
Yeah.
2 medevacs coming out now. Was a little bit concerned about those Marines. One more stim is going to bring him down to quite low HP. That takes some pretty immaculate control. Yeah, you got to make something happen after you stim with that. Solar knows that he's going to run away. I mean, it's almost as if those Banelings got half-ass connections on the Marines because they're already so low HP. And
only he could get one more, but that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen on Creed. Actually training quite efficiently, though. That's a lot of Marines, low HP Marines going down right there before the medevacs get out. And that's about the best that you can ask for there as Solar before Baneling speed. But now suddenly we have Maru back mining the gold base.
Solar has done some damage. Looks like that depot wall going to be made once again. Some more harassment. But a little drop here will clean those slings up. Force them back at least.
More Lings and Banes in production out of Solar. He wants to end this right now, it seems. He's only on 28 drones. He's got to make something happen. But this is a scary army by Maru, and I'm a little worried here for Solar. That's a tough position to break, especially with his control.
Well, the slow Banelings just don't have much potential here.
Needs to surround of his dreams on these Marines to make anything happen, but Maru's just going to deny it, and that's going to be it. Just going to be one Reaper here from Maru, building the command center and the reactor on the barracks. Everything kind of standard there. Starport going down as well. Kind of cookie cutter openers for everybody here after a pretty bonkers game number 1. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be some kind of Hellbat timing, right?
Yeah, for sure. He's making the medevac to go with it right now.
Tech lab even on the barracks. So that's what the Viking was for, to deny any kind of scout.
And you can always land the Viking to help out against the queens and stuff. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
Baneling Nest on the way for Solar, though.
Huh.
That's fantastic. If he has a few Banelings when the Hellbats come, he's going to do much, much better with it.
That's a fantastic potential response. We got 4 Hellion drop going to go towards the main base. 4 Hellions in the meantime coming over here to the 3rd. A lot of queens, though.
You see the 2nd factory?
Oh, are we going to see mech?
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Huh.
Ooh, I'm very interested in this to see which type of mech Maru wants to end up going for here. Is he going to go more of a battle mech? Is he going to, you know, do like a more old school style? We'll see. Now, drops off these Hellbats into the main base will transform them into Hellbats at least. Obviously, they have a hard time chasing things down, being one of the slowest, clunkiest units in the game.
They walk so funny, too. I love to see it.
They really waddle. They had too much for dinner. Watching them try to chase things is like, it's so comical.
I love this.
It's like, yeah, no, he clicked it away. You can't catch it. I'm sorry. That's it's just not going to happen.
The funny thing about them, too, is that, you know, 2 of them take up the full medevac. So, like, you go for this kind of switch.
Yeah, it was such a wonky fix to the Hellbat drops, right? To make it so that these are bigger than Hellions somehow.
They were so broken when they were happening before, you know? But it is funny now that, like, four Hellions enter, 2 Hellbats leave almost always with the medevacs.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get left behind. In fact, all the way in the main base.
Look at this. It's not mech. He's going drilling claws at a very interesting time with... Yeah, look at that. He's going mass mines, and he's going into bio behind. Oh, this is so handsome. Maru's so cool.
This is gross.
That's another way to put it, yeah.
You're liking this, but... Oh, Widow Mines give me PTSD, man. I've lost too many mineral lines to these things. I'm worried about Solar, and these are Widow Mines with an armory, too, of course, so they're going to be even more problematic. Does Solar have does he have a lair out on the field yet? He should, right?
Yeah,
there it is. Okay.
No, the drilling clause makes it so much more difficult. If you do not react instantaneously, you're going to take a ton of damage here.
Almost preemptively you have to react, but no drones getting pulled yet. Oh my goodness. A little bit slow with a burrow on the last 2, but 11 drones with 4 mines. You'd love that.
Yeah, and
not
he is
even
not done either. Okay, Baneling speed is on the way in a Hydralisk Den as well. We don't have 1-1 started on either side, which is notable, but yeah, Overlord's speed on the way, I think, just to help the Overseers go around and clear up these mines a bit quicker, a bit better.
In the meantime, another Widow Mine drop coming across the map as well. I think both of these got cleaned up. I don't think there are any Widow Mines in these medevacs above the main of the natural. I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll get a shot of that in a second.
He still has a medevac in the top right. I think it might have a mine or 2 in it, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, they burn so fast. Oh, those drones in the mineral line, they're so clumped up.
That, I mean, another
honestly
pretty good drop.
Whoa, that drone just flew over the cameraman. Another 12 going down, and suddenly what was a big worker advantage for Solar kind of getting wiped out. He is going to re-drone back to 70 there, but Maru got to be happy with his damage. And in the meantime, he's setting up for 2 factory. He's already got drilling claws on his Widow Mines, setting 6 more for 2 more drops.
Dude, he has so many barracks right now. Like, Maru really getting ready to macro out these Marines. 1-1 and combat shields on the way. He is behind as far as those upgrades go, but continuing to keep this pressure on. It looks like we're going to see Lingbane Hydra against just Biomine, which is something we were actually talking about in that last series.
Oh,
but
no.
Solar, is he in too bad of a position?
12 more drones going down.
Man.
It's got to be, we got to be over 30 at this point.
Oh,
this is wild.
No, he's lost so many, it's crazy. Oh my
goodness. Luckily
so
killing
greedy.
that one.
Not a lot of supply right now for Solar. He is relaying a lot of this creep.
And no Banelings on the field either. I'm not sure how many are being morphed right now. Okay, 11
Just
cocoons.
started.
just started. That's problematic because without those banelings to clear the Marines, this army from Maru has so much punch.
Yeah, the damage output is just too high for Ling Hydra to fight alone, I think.
You need big connections.
Yeah, let's see what he gets here. The mines are in there as well.
Oh, fantastic splits there by Maru.
Yeah, good mine hit as well in there. Looks like he will hold, but look, the Hydras do push everything back, and this is something we were talking about. It is really hard to play this comp against Lingbane Hydra. The Hydras don't care as much about things like mines.
And their DPS is also really high in the back, as long as they're kind of shielded by the Lings and the Banelings.
Yeah.
They're able to just really good damage, and kind of a nice little flank right there by Maru coming from the side. Not really getting too much done with it.
Cleaning up, though.
Right, this two-prong attack has really proven tough to deal with here for Solar, and it's having the benefit of keeping the creep spread completely contained. If you go back and remember those two fights that happened earlier, the ones where Solar was trading a bit more efficiently on both the third and the fourth base, that happened largely because of the creep spread. It gave the Banelings the extra speed boost they needed to get on top of the Marines. As long as Maru can continue to trade kind of cost efficiently and keep the creep spread contained,
yeah.
If the creep spread is contained, it almost becomes impossible for Solar to take favorable fights, even at his bases. The defender's advantage is almost moot at that point. You see only one tumor really extending kind of far here, and suddenly this angle now with minimal creep spread is so tough to push in for Solar. I'm not sure he's going to be able to deal with his max Maru army from this point.
Well, he's getting Lurkers now, okay? So here's my thought for Solar. Right, he needs to hold on for another minute here, not really taking any more damage. But one thing that people have to remember, like we saw Rogue play ZVT one way, right, where he got a way bigger economy, flooded nonstop. Now Solar's been on the back foot the entire time. That does not mean that he's dead. Like I think Maru's gonna win. Maru's definitely ahead right now. These things are true, but if you play Lurker Viper, that's a very efficient composition, and you can grind out wins with that. So if he can hold on a little bit longer here, really get his numbers up on the Lurkers and the Vipers and plays a solid game, it's going to be hard for Maru to finish him off, and maybe he can push back.
It's certainly possible, but it's going to be an uphill battle, especially with these trades coming down. Maru with kind of an overwhelming supply advantage right now, going all the way up to 180. But as you said, if Solar is able to stabilize and fill out this tech tree, but the real concern for me right now is this creep spread. And oh no, it just keeps getting worse.
No, he needed those to stay alive. Okay, I think that's a backbreaking moment. Here's the thing, like, I think Solar, like, obviously he's desperate for another base. He's trying to push out to connect, right, and save this base, but losing 4 or 5 Lurkers, like, he must retain Lurker Viper, and he must gain value with Lurker Viper if he's going to win this game. We don't see that right now.
Going down to 3 Lurkers is just
3 Lurkers is no Lurkers. Like,
there's no units here.
Yeah.
That's a dead base.
No, I think that's it.
Maru's almost playing this the same way that we saw Rogue play against Cure, kind of a role reversal, you know? The Terran's the one that's kind of doing this non-stop pressure, non-stop contain, and just overpowering with his economy as he goes up all the way to 5 bases.
Well, if you're this good, like Rogue and Maru are, what a great way to play. You're in so much control.
And it's worth noting, too, that Maru was able to get all that damage done and kill yet another base while making a tech transition into Liberator Ghost. That's usually the kind of window where you would need to ease up on the pressure at least a little bit, but he was able to continue to find damage, even making that big investment into these higher tech units. And now that they're out on the field, that is a lot of Ghosts.
Yeah. Even yoinked in the Liberator and still lived and walked away. There's just not anything left here. GG.
Not quite the craziness coming out of Maru so far. A little bit more standard this game with this opening.
Oh. Is this a 2-on-1, you think? Like 2 barracks with Stim going up to medevac really quickly?
It could be.
You know, that kind of build from 2016, that was all the rage.
But as it is right now, Solar, I think he might have actually caught that with, yeah, he definitely knows what's going on right now. And
a lot of lings being made.
I love this positioning by the Queens too, trying to catch the medevacs if they can.
Yeah, and the creep getting up to that high ground, I really like that as well. So he kind of has this road up. You're playing against a dark high ground. It's so difficult.
Maru's going to want to kill that tumor right away, I would think.
Well, Queens want to snipe a medevac, so he's kind of saying, all right, come on. Oh, those Lynx got to get into the main base. Here we go.
Oh, I'm surprised they weren't here already.
A little bit slow on that one.
Queen's coming in from the low ground, though, getting some damage in. One of the medevacs going down to half HP.
Hey,
3
not a
Lynx
bad
go
defense.
down. Yeah, pretty immaculate defense. Not really losing anything.
Yeah.
Huh.
And look, his evolution chambers are only seconds behind the E-base, so that's pretty solid as well. Baneling speed on the way now.
Yeah, I'm liking this setup from Solar. I feel like this is the kind of deflection of early game harassment that he needs.
Yeah.
To get into a powerful mid game against Maru. I feel like if Solar can keep this up and just kind of execute his game plan, he can really make this a tightly contested match. It's one of the reasons why going into this series, I thought it was going to be more close than like a 3-0. I thought it was going to be a 3-1 or a 3-2 at best for Maru if he was going to take it.
Maru's going to force a cancel on the 4th base, so that's a nice moment for him.
In the meantime, Solar is actually going for a pretty big counterattack here, and oh, there's no supply depot on this wall. My goodness, getting a full surrounding on the siege
Fantastic.
tank. Marines and SCVs going down as well. This is a really successful run by. Oh, even getting into the main base.
Oh my God.
Maru's slipping up a bit. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake, and this is becoming problematic in a hurry. The Marines are trying to race all the way back home to salvage the situation, but 18, 20 SCVs going down right now. He's going to get another siege tank.
Huge moment for Solar. This puts him at a gigantic advantage.
This game's just kind of turned on its head in an instant.
He is so far ahead right now. Look at this. More Lynx hitting this 3rd base. More SCV's going to end up falling here. Has to run away, lift up that 3rd. He's got 1-1 finishing up and getting a Hydralisk. Like, I mean, this looks amazing for Solar right now.
He needed this too. I mean, this is a huge momentum swing.
Now, if Maru finds a way to win this one, then he's actually a witch.
This creep spread's almost at the natural of Maru. He's like 3 tumors away, man.
Yeah. Comes up once again, targeting down as many tumors as he can. Of course, the Link Pain going to force that all back very quickly. Maru sees those Hydras. He does have a 2nd factory on the way. And I definitely cannot blame Maru for going into like a 2-factory siege tank here. I believe that's what he's going to be doing. Because if he wants to win this game, this feels like a game you have to really grind out if you have any chance. Like, he's so far behind.
You got to find a way of getting up to max.
Yeah.
And trading as cost efficiently as possible. But oh my God. Incredible Baneling drop there coming in on the side from Solar. Gets another 14 SCVs. Solar might be rivaling Maru's worker kill count from the previous game. It's
actually,
kind of absurd.
You're actually quite right about that.
This guy's just going blow for blow, really, in this series. I'm liking this from Solar, man. I want him to build up some confidence for the rest of this series because I feel like the games that he's been showing so far in Super Tournament, it's really kind of like a renaissance Solar. He's going back to his roots. He's playing really aggressively. Maru kind of stifling that in Game 1 and Game 2, not really letting Solar show what he's got. But if he can kind of ride this momentum, carrying on in the series, I mean, he's in a dominating fashion right now. This game is not over yet, but that's a lot of Banelings morphing in. Solar is kind of gearing up for an attack that could prove to be really devastating.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to hold on against, but you know what? There are siege tanks being made. He's adding some Liberators. If I had to guess, those are actually going to be for some harassment. Because I think Maru can't help himself but to try to get something else done on the map while this is happening. Just defense alone is not going to be able to win you this game. But yeah, Solar is he's maxed, so it's about time to attack, I guess.
Tech should be coming in soon. In the meantime, taking more bases is Solar. Maru's been doing a really good job of keeping this creep spread back, though. It really hasn't moved in the last couple of minutes, and that's going to help him defend this incoming attack as best as he can, but that's not a lot of bio. Really great siege tank spread there, though, as the Zergs are moving in. A lot of Banelings coming in, connecting on the siege tanks. Going for the mineral line as well. Huge damage coming in here. Maru pretty much getting wiped all the way down to nothing. I think 1 siege tank left, and that's going to be it.
All right, so a couple mines on the way right now. Starport as well. It's just a single factory. We gotta assume that this is gonna be a mine drop, but obviously not a drilling clause one. Second factory.
Huh.
Yeah, not sure exactly what we're.
Well, these are cloaked mines now, and there's no spore crawlers, so this mineral line is.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Pretty much gone.
Yeah, he is making a spore over to the right, so. Okay, this is actually dealt with well from Solar, I would say.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean defense.
Yeah. Just gonna pop that over there.
About as well as you could expect, really.
A little Viking coming up across the map. What's that Viking gonna do?
You try and push away some of these overlords. The queens, they kind of have to be here at the front to deal with all of this, and maybe also deal with this Widow Mine over here in the mineral line. So perhaps trying to find some damage, but we're really not getting that much done here with these Widow Mines.
Not too much.
But it's going to be drilling claws again. Two factory.
Cool. Okay, but a very different opener, right? The first time we saw like the Hellbats kind of buy a little bit of time, and then he came in immediately with drilling claw ones. But this is in many ways like more tricky because you're doing slow Widow Mine drops and then drilling claw Widow Mine drops like much later. That's weird.
And the Widow Mine drops are coming in with cloak, but actually these Hellions are getting way more value than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Some really fantastic positioning, and this SimCity actually working to the detriment of Solar to quite an extreme here, as almost every single Zergling goes down and 2 Hellions and 1 Reaper still alive. Gonna go all the way into the main base and maybe get a couple more drone kills. Just 1.
Yeah, not so bad.
It's a nice trade though. The ratio's fantastic there. A lot of queens, but they're on move command. They're not going to get any damage done here on this medevac, and these Widow Mines popping off and getting huge damage.
Oh my god. Doesn't get that one burrowed, so a little bit of a mistake.
Those 16 drone kills in that one mineral line, though, are just devastating. That's so much damage.
Yeah, definitely worth once again. Ties up that worker number. Is Maru landing his 3rd CC?
Oh, this hurts so much. The units, there's too many. 9 more drones going down. There's a bottleneck there at the main base ramp, and these Widow Mines just getting so much value. This one also off cooldown. Going to be dropping here in the 3rd base. Medevac will fall. A little bit of a clean defense here by Solar. Of course, taking some damage there on the Queens, but they don't mind that too much with their transfuse.
Come in once again. Another drop going down.
Defense actually a little bit better. The initial drop there at the 3rd that got, what, like 13 kills?
Yeah.
13, 16 kills. That hurt a lot. But besides that,
much better defense than the previous time.
Absolutely. Much better. And actually going into Spire is Solar. 3 more barracks and go down for Maru, so he's really powering up.
He's making 2 more turrets, too. Like, he has made a serious amount of missile turrets at home.
These Mutalisks have almost paid for themselves in terms of the resources Maru has had to invest in defense for a potential huge Mutaswitch. But fortunately out of position for this drop, and does Solar see it? It doesn't seem like it. That's going to be another really big hit.
Unfortunate for Maru, he hit an Overlord with that, but still gets 10 drones.
How many have gone down this game, man? It's been a lot.
All right, does end up losing that medevac. Forces a cancel there on the 5th base, but Solar has 4 bases. His creep spread is not the best, not the worst either. Okay, Maru backing up just for a moment here. Did a fantastic job with that initial push.
That was huge damage.
Yeah, he really grinded down a lot of what Solar had there. You can see Solar right now. He's a little bit light even on the larva here, so.
11 Hydras, 17 Banes, and 50 Lings is not really what you want to deal with this kind of bio army. And right now, I mean, Maru, he can just kind of hang around the edges like this and continue to poke and prod at all these ramps.
But we are on Lurkers now. Okay, so this is a 5-base Zerg with Lurker.
Bit of an overextension there by Maru, gonna have to pull back.
You know what, if Solar plays this methodically, I think that's the most important part, because we don't actually have anti-Lurker right now for Maru. He's starting to get into it, okay? He's getting his tank weapons, he's getting some ghosts into here as well. We see he's actually still making quite a few mines, but obviously Lurker's not going to care about those as much. So I think if Solar's careful about this, this can turn into a real decent game. Not that it's not already, but
it's going to be tough, though. Maru's put himself in a really good position here. Even the creep spread right now, this area right here highlighted by the observer is kind of the only spot really where Solar is any kind of forward creep. And that's going to make defending and potentially even taking new bases significantly more difficult for him. And Maru, he's so good at once he gets up to these kind of Terran armies that he's maxed with a lot of bio, some Widow Mines, some Ghost. He's so good at taking engagements that kind of just prevent the Zerg from moving onto the map and securing new bases. He might be able to choke Solar out here. It's tough to really play a methodical thing. I like this Nidus network we're seeing coming out of Solar, but sure. Unfortunately, maybe unbeknownst to him, Maru built like 1 million turrets back at home. I thought there was a Muta switch coming.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Might be tough to get some Niduses, but actually moving all the way here into the kind of critical point between the natural and the third base here for Maru.
Yeah, kind of a funny move. He will get in on top of that siege tank. It looks like the Baneling's chasing after these ghosts, not getting the greatest connections, to be fair.
No.
And he did Solar lost a base to do this. This does not feel like this was a great move.
He did get the natural expansion, but at the same time, losing one of your fully saturated bases is tough. Not the biggest Terran army here, but there are a lot of Widow Mines behind it, and they get some pretty good hits there on the first batch of Marines. First batch of Zerglings, excuse me.
Yeah, the Marauders being really efficient there, tanking all of the Baneling hits as the Marines micro backwards.
But at the end of the day, Maru is back down to 160 supply.
Yeah, his economy's not all that large.
Solar's a little bit struggling on Larva right now, I think, since he's not able to remax on this bank.
Yeah, this is pretty tough right now. Like, Maru is mining really well out of 3 bases, and Solar is like on 2.5, and this is one of them right here, so he has to hold on. He has got to make this defense work, but the Ghost coming forward with those Marauders. Okay, he has enough Lurkers to push it back for now.
Yeah, the bio ball's a little bit smaller now to get whittled down a little bit by that Zerg army, but those Ghosts, man, they're so resilient. It's one Swarm Host was made during all of this.
The one dog whistle Swarm Host, man. That's
it's like the canary in the coal mine, man. You see that Swarm Host and you know the Zerg is panicking a little bit.
You can't possibly want that right now.
Love this Ghost play right now, just sniping Lurkers and then picking them right back up.
This is such a funny looking little army. All those medevacs hurt, not lots of energy left.
Even the Liberator and the Widow Mines right now adding a lot to this. The Hydra count is pretty much non-existent. Yeah, not even a single Hydra on the field. Solar really scrapped trying to deal with this army, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to. This is kind of just overpowering right now.
Yeah.
This Terran army is so effective in small numbers against what Solar has.
And look, the Ghosts, it's almost only Ghosts left over here. He's killed off a lot of the medevacs as well, but it's enough to break through this base, which is, you know, Solar got another base up during this, but you can't be losing bases right now because Maru is still on such a solid economy behind this.
Even sniping Hydralisks down, he has so much energy, and Ghosts, they're one of the most cost-efficient units in low numbers. They're just so difficult to deal with.
Single Lurker coming over here for some harass.
Siege tank.
Oh, that's hilarious. Brings his SCVs to fight.
Don't see SCVs taking down Lurkers very often, but funny little skirmish over there. But I feel like right now Solar might be in a death spiral as Maru approaching max once again with a very high-tech and advanced Terran army. There's so many Ghosts, even Liberators getting mixed in now as we see them sieging up, and this is almost an unbreakable position here. That's going to be it. GG. Maru with a 3-1 victory over Solar.